I'll be the first to say it, but starting an e-commerce business nowadays is actually pretty hard. However, one of the things that people seem to always overlook is getting started in opportunities that will make it a little bit easier for you to succeed in. So in today's video, what I want to do is break down an e-commerce store that's generating over $3 million per month in revenue on Shopify. And I want to show you the market that it's in and why it's an amazing opportunity. So let's not waste any time. Let's get right into it. So the store is called Rockcat. And if you're a gamer, you probably know about this store. They basically just create accessories for gaming. So that's literally their niche. It's gaming accessories. And as you can see, they've got partnerships with Dr. Disrespect, some of the biggest streamers in the world. And they're an absolutely beast of a company. I mean, they got a blog talking about all of the latest video games, for example, Lost Ark, Valorant, Fortnite, stuff like that. And if we take a look at their traffic, this is the most bullish chart I've seen in at least the past 20 case studies that we've done. And this is not gonna stop anytime soon. Now, what's really interesting though is that when we take a look at the gaming search trend, it actually follows a similar pattern. So gaming is one of those breakout industries that is really changing the world in a lot of ways. And it gets even crazier than that. This industry in 2022 is projected to reach $175 billion in revenue, which is an 8% growth over last year. And with this pace, by 2026, the market is going to grow to $239 billion. So even if you catch a 1% sliver of this giant market, that's going to put you at like $100 million company. Now, I want to break down their store, but before we begin, I do want to mention some things about this niche is that it's a very passionate niche, but that's actually a good thing because what that means is that you can do a lot of market research to determine a lot of different problems that people in this industry are having and how you can solve them. Because ultimately, that's what business is about, solving people's problems. And one of the things that is interesting is that there's really no US manufacturers for gaming stuff. You can do a lot of research, but most brands, even if they assemble their accessories in the US, will source a lot of their parts from China. So I just want to say, if there's someone out there with manufacturing capabilities in the US, this is an amazing opportunity for you because nobody is going to be doing that. And therefore, a lot of these vendors are going to be looking to you to source some of their products, especially with a lot of these supply chain issues that we're seeing. So that's the thing with this channel, guys. Like, obviously, a lot of you are just getting started, you know, you're drop shipping, but I just want to let you know that the reason I share these market opportunities is because there's so many ways to get involved in these industries, not just by creating like a drop shipping store around it, right? That's only like one small tiny way that you can get involved. But business, again, is about solving problems. It's not about creating a Shopify dropshipping store, right? That's only one way to create a business, but you can solve a problem in many ways. And I think using Google Trends is such a hack for finding opportunities because you can even see like YouTube gaming, Reddit gaming, these opportunities here are really good. And let's say you're a game developer, maybe you could create a YouTube gaming software that makes streaming easier. I know that a lot of streamers on YouTube, for example, complain that they don't have the same features as Twitch. So you could create some of those features and translate them over to YouTube through a software or something. I don't know, man. I'm just giving you some of my creativity right now. And if you like this kind of stuff, I actually have a whole free playlist of case studies, all for you to watch for absolutely free. So now let's get into the website because this is where we'll see a lot of cool stuff. Now, one of the cool things that they do is they're big on pre-orders. So they hype up a product and run it as a pre-order, which is so smart. I mean, this is basically a way that you can sell your product before even having it, before even building it potentially. A lot of people in the infomercial niche, like courses and stuff, this is a big thing that they talk about is like selling your course before you actually build it. So they'll sell this course because then they know that they have a lot of demand and then they'll make the course, which at surface level sounds a little bit sus and maybe a little sketchy, but it's actually really smart. And this is essentially what this brand is doing with these pre-orders. Now, this mouse looks really, really cool. I got a Razer mouse and it's like a tiny little mouse, but this one looks even cooler, honestly. I really like it. Their graphics are just insane. Something you may not know about this brand is that they were actually acquired in 2019 by Turtle Beach, which is another gaming company that makes accessories. They've been making accessories for a long time for $14.8 million in cash, which honestly is a steal of a deal if you think about it for Turtle Beach. I mean, the store now is generating $3.6 million in revenue per month. And he said that their goal is to take this store to 100 million PC gaming accessory business in the coming years. So this is a really cool description. And like I mentioned, this is a Shopify store. So you could essentially create something similar if you were to make a Shopify store around this. Now, I think one of the best ways to start something like this would be to obviously go on Alibaba and start messaging suppliers. I even would argue that you could do pre-orders with some of the supplier renderings that you could get. I mean, as you can see, I got like 29 messages here waiting for me. I'm always on Alibaba talking to different suppliers. And if we just look at the gaming search term here, the first product that comes up is this awesome mic. Like, this mic looks so cool, and it's only 25 bucks. Most mics, even mics like this, go for at least 129, $75. Like, this is the cheapest one we can find. So this, for example, would be a pretty good idea. You could create a store that only sells microphones for gaming, right? And you could target Twitch streamers. I don't know, there's so many potential opportunities. A lot of these products actually look so cool, I'm not gonna lie. Like, look at that, this looks so epic, and it's just earbuds, but they look really cool. Now, this is what's cool, is that they have creators applying to their store. So if you do create a store around this, keep in mind there is so many people that are trying to make a career out of gaming. So this is why it's such a good opportunity, because the influencer marketing space for this niche is so untapped. I mean, the small streamers, if you just give them free products, they would love to feature you as a sponsor, just how this brand has done. And this is just free exposure for a very small cost. Again, something I find really interesting that they do is they have this blog that basically has their finger on the pulse of the gaming community and the gaming culture. They're making super relevant articles regarding some of the latest news, and they're making these daily. Like, they literally drop these articles like twice a day sometimes, which is really interesting. I think this brand is such a good example for building an awesome community, and you could apply some of these things into really any industry that you're in. So next, let's take a look at some of their social media. Now, as we see here, their Instagram page is also popping off. They run one of the most engaged Instagram pages for a direct-to-consumer e-commerce brand. You know, they're getting really consistent engagement, almost too consistent. It's a little suspicious almost how consistent it is. And as you can see, they have started to take advantage of Reels and their reach, but they haven't been able to do it too successfully yet, except for this one. That's funny. So yeah, they're posting a lot on Instagram and reaching their audience through that, but they're also posting a lot on YouTube. So they got a pretty active YouTube channel here where they post like twice a month. So for example, this is the mouse that they were doing pre-orders on their website for, and it's got 11K views in only 2 weeks. That's pretty good. Surprisingly, their Facebook page is where you'll find some of their biggest audience. And interestingly enough, they're posting a lot on here, like more than on any other social media, and they get pretty good engagement. So I always find that really interesting. I guess for something like this, maybe Facebook is a bit untapped. Like, everybody hates on Facebook nowadays, but you can still find a lot of examples of brands that are actually doing really well. So for example here, you know, 450 likes, 41 shares here on a post from yesterday. That's pretty awesome. And next, let's take a look at their ads, because this is definitely where they're getting most of their traffic from. I mean, all those other things that we mentioned, they're just the cherries on top, but the traffic is really the foundation of getting consistent traffic and consistent revenue for a business, especially in the e-commerce space. So as we see, they're doing mostly image ads. This one's pretty good. My back really hurts today. Also me, and it's a shrimp. That's a good ad. I like that. Let's see. Oh, that's a cool app. That's a smart app right there. And aside from that, I mean, it's mostly image ads.
My gaming partner Roccat has just created and is launching the next generation of gaming mice. It is right here, Kone XP. The mouse features 15 buttons.
This is a pretty good ad.
Button functions. You play lots of different games.
This ad is actually the perfect mix of like a really well-produced ad, like almost too well-produced, mixed with UCG style testimonial. Like, I really like that mix because you can see that it's somebody talking about it, like probably a gamer, so you can relate to that. But then they also show you some of their really cool graphics and animations that just makes the brand look like premium.
Customize them for each one. It also comes with a very precise Titan switch optical, which is faster than any mechanical switch, and it has a lifespan of 100 million clicks. And lastly, it has this amazing RGB light.
100 million clicks. That sounds like a lot. And then yeah, the rest again is just a lot of image ads, which is really cool. You know, a lot of people think image ads are dead on Facebook, but you know, this brand clearly defies that assumption. And yeah, they're running a lot of different ads, a ton of different ads even. And I'm guessing most of these are retargeting ads. I think that's what most businesses are doing nowadays, is they're putting most of their Facebook ad spend into retargeting and trying to focus on other platforms that have cheaper CPMs to get traffic. But I will say, I personally have been seeing really cheap CPMs on Facebook whenever you target more countries and also whenever you target Instagram stories. But that's about it for this one, guys. I really hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, I want you to give it a like and subscribe to the channel for more. Also, check out some of the resources in the description, and I hope you have an amazing rest of your day. See you in the next one. Peace.